Standing by the window, eyes upon the moon, hoping that the memory will leave her spirit soon. She shuts the doors and lights and lays her body on the bed, where images and words are running deep. She has too much pride to pull the sheets above her head, so quietly she lays and waits for sleep. She stares at the ceiling and tries not to think, and pictures the change she's been trying to link again. But the feeling is gone, and water can't cover her memory, and ashes can't answer her pain. God, give me the power to take breath from our breeze and call life from a cold metal frame. In with the ashes, or up with the smoke from the fire. With wings up in heaven, or here lying in bed, palm of her hand to my head, now and forever could, in my heart and the heart of the world. Let it out, let it out. Feel the empty space, so insecure. Find the words and let it out. Staring down, nothing comes to mind. Find the place, turn the water into wine. But I feel I'm getting nowhere, and I'll never see the end. So I waver and render myself helpless. I gave in, and everything is clear. I break down and let the story guide me. Turn it on, let the feelings flow. Close your eyes, see the ones you used to know. Open up, don't struggle to relate. Lure it out, help the memory escape. Still this barrenness consumes me, Why? Tell me the reasons why. Try, still I don't understand. Will I ever feel this again? Blue sky, I'll meet you in the end. Free them, free the memories of you. Free So I'm moving on. I'll never forget as you lay there and watch me, except in the end I knew you were scared. You were strong, I was trying. I gave you my hand. I said it's okay, letting go, time to leave here. And I'll carry on the best that I can without you here beside me. Let 'em come take you Is there ever really a right time? You had led me to believe someday you'd be there for me. When the stars above aligned, when you weren't so consumed, I kept looking for the clues. So I waited in the shadows of my heart, and still the time was never right, until one day I stopped caring and began to forget why I longed to be so close, and I disappeared into the darkness, and the darkness turned to pain, never went away, until all that remained was buried deep beneath the surface. A shell of what things could have been, tired bones beneath the veil of guarded secrets all too frail. Sad to think I never knew you were searching for the words, for the moment to emerge. Yet the moment never came. You couldn't risk my fragile frame, until one day you stopped caring. darkness turned to pain and never went away until all that remained was buried deep beneath the surface. Scream just to be heard, as if yelling at the stars. I was bleeding just to feel. You would never say a word, kept me reaching in the dark, always something to conceal. Until one day I stopped caring and began to forget why I longed to be so close, and I disappeared into the darkness, and the darkness turned to pain and never went away until was buried deep beneath the surface. Beneath the surface. Pretend to have the answer. Never said I held the key, but somehow they see a light inside of me. Am I not the man who I was meant to be? As the people gather round me, I never felt so all alone. Is this the chance to be someone? My moment in the sun. Why am I afraid of facing the unknown? They are finding faith in me, and they believe I'm the one to set them free. never really had a chance on that fateful moonlit night, sacrificed without a fight, a victim of a circumstance. Now that I've become aware and I've exposed this tragedy, a sadness grows inside of me. It all seems so unfair. I'm learning all about my life by looking through her eyes. Just beyond the churchyard gates, where the grass is overgrown, I saw the writing on her stone. I felt like I would suffocate in loving memory of our child, so innocent, eyes open wide. I felt so empty as I cried, like part of me had died. I'm learning all about my life by looking through her eyes. And as her image wandered through my head, I wept just like a baby as I lay awake in bed. And I know what it's like to lose someone you love, and this felt just the same. She wasn't given any choice, desperation stole her voice. I've been given so much more in life. I've got a son, I've got a wife. I had to suffer one last time to grieve for her and say goodbye, relive the anguish of my past, to find out who I was at last. The door has opened wide, I'm turning with the tide, looking through her eyes. one, a hopeless choice to make. But who am I if not the one who's meant to keep him safe? Is trust and loyalty still justified if I deny him of a better life? Gabriel has always been the strength I call upon, but nothing breaks our Father's will to do what must be done. Should I turn my back on him, abandon all our plans for revolution? Will hope and freedom die by moonlight? Evangeline, I swear to you, to love and guide our son. Destiny has shown its face, and now the time has come. Desperation blinds me, and through these blinding eyes I see the light. A better life is worth this sacrifice. At this moment words fail me, and my vision's unclear. Blind to the truth, like hands reaching out in the darkness. I can't stop the world from turning around, or the pull of the moon on the tide. But I don't believe that we're in this alone. I believe we're along for the ride. I believe we're along for the ride. Through the gift of surrender, I'm embracing the fight. gave up hope, was dead inside, stayed lost within a world I chose to hide. Then I found my faith in him, and now I can begin again. I once believed our fate was sealed, but now at last the truth has been revealed. In an instant, life could change, and now and then begin again. I know that I am meant for something more, that life beyond these walls has greater things in store. When I heard his voice, I realized I'd never be the same. Instantly I knew my life had changed. I dream of peace above all else, to share a world where we could be ourselves. We must learn to rise above the past before we can at last begin again. Morning comes too early, and nighttime falls too late. And sometimes all I want to do is wait. The shadow I've been hiding in has fled from me today. I know it's easier to walk away than look it in the eye, but I will raise a shelter to the sky, and here beneath the stars tonight alive, she will slowly yield the light as I awaken from the longest night. it's easier to walk away than look it in the eye. But I had given all that I could take, and now I've only habits left to break. Tonight I'll still be lying here surrounded in all the light. He seems alone and silent. Thoughts remain without an answer. Afraid and uninvited, he slowly drifts away. Moved by desire and fear, breaking delicate wings, lifting shadows off a dream once broken. She can turn a drop of water into an ocean. day I struggle through it once more. Keep things bottled up, never speaking my mind. Misinterpreted, I'm doing just fine. Every day I put a brave face on, serves me well, feeling helpless, facing it alone. Hard to tell that I can't change who I am, how I feel. There's no end. I have done what you asked of me. Leaves me nothing to live for. Coming undone, way too high a price I should pay. You keep your pride while I die inside every day. No, I can't lie anymore. Won't pretend. I've done all I can. You can't imagine the hell I'm going through, not asking you to save me. I'm too far from heaven. Nothing you can do to change me. But accept me as I am. Look around. Where do you belong? Don't be afraid. You're not the only one. Don't let the day go by. Don't let it end. Don't let a day go by in doubt. The answer lies within. Life is short. passion well served, his silence like a fever, a voice never heard, or a message with no receiver. Pray they won't ask behind the stained glass. There's always one more mask. Has man been a victim of his woman, of his father? If he elects not to bother, will he suffocate their faith, desperate to fall behind the great wall that separates us all? When there is reason, tonight I'm awake. When there's no answer, arrive the silent man. If there is balance, tonight he's awake. If they have to suffer, then lies the silent man. Sin without deceivers, a God with no believers. I could sail by on the winds of silence, and maybe they won't notice. But this time I think it'd be better if I swim. When there is reason, tonight I'm awake. When there's no answer, arrive the silent man. If there is balance, tonight he's awake. But if they have to suffer, there lies the silent man. There lies the silent man. Where did we come from? Why are we here? Where do we go when we die? What lies beyond and what lay before? Is anything certain in life? They say life is too short, the here and the now, and you're only given one shot. But could there be more? Have I lived before? Or could this be all that we've got? If I died tomorrow, I'd be alright, because I believe that after we're gone, the spirit carries on. Well, I enjoy the life they'll never have. Yet deep within their eyes, hope still survives. And they don't seem to think this world's so bad. Even as they gather in the square, they know a better life exists out there. With unity and pride, faith stays alive. How can I pretend that I don't care? I have always felt alone, living like a stranger inside of my own home. Maybe now's the time to greet the winds of change. Could my destiny be right in front of me? As a child behind the palace walls, oftentimes it search its secret halls, and hoping I would find a treasure cast aside, I came upon the greatest gift of all. My music player, my private paradise. My music player, a refuge I must hide. At last I see it forever, adrift and far away. Now finally for the first time, I know I found my way. Found my way. He's just the kind of man you hear about, who leaves his family for an easy out. They never saw the signs, he never said a word. He couldn't take another day. Carry me to the shoreline, bury me in the sand, walk me across the water, and maybe you'll understand. tell you everything, then turn around and walk away. Carry me to the shoreline, bury me in the sand, walk me across the water, and maybe you'll understand. Once the stone you're crawling under is lifted off your shoulders, once the cloud that's raining over your head disappears, the noise that you'll hear is the crashing down of hollow years. Carry me to the shoreline, bury me in the sand, walk me across the water, and maybe you'll understand. Once the stone you're crawling under is lifted off your shoulders, once the cloud that's raining over your head disappears, the noise that you'll hear is the crashing down of hollow years. Once the stone you're crawling under, 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 once the stone you're He seemed no different from the rest, just a healthy, normal boy. His mama always did her best, and he was daddy's pride and joy. He learned to walk and talk on time, but never cared much to be held. And steadily he would decline into his solitary shell. As a boy he was considered somewhat odd, kept to himself most of the time. He would daydream in and out of his own world, but in every other way he was fine. He's a Monday morning lunatic, distant from time He struggled to get through his day. He was helplessly behind. He poured himself onto the page, writing for hours at a time. As a man, he was a danger to himself, fearful inside most of the time. He was drifting in and out of sanity, but in every other way, he was fine. He's a Monday morning lunatic, distant from time to time, lost within himself in his solitary shell. A momentary maniac with casual delusions. midnight kiss in your nightgown, lavender in your bed, so innocent as you lie down, sweet dreams that run through your head. Are you lonely without mommy's love? I want you to know I'd die for that moment. You're just a poor girl, afraid of this cruel world, taken away from it all. It's been 5 years to the day, and my tainted blood's still the same. Can't help acting this way. Those bastard doctors are gonna pay. I'm so lonely without baby's love. I want you to know I'd die this child, they invite your hands to feel their needs. Will you be the same? Shameless smile to steal from you the innocence that bleeds. Will they feel your pain? Trying to believe the scars unseen, the tears wash clean. You don't wanna breathe the air you breathe. You don't know how you live a life alone. She keeps holding on, holding on to you. Let her breathe the air. Don't wanna be alone. Where do you belong, Annalie? Behind those eyes, a vivid scene, a lucid dream within. Questions, secrets are revealed, and every time you can't deny the lines that trace your skin. Wounds that never heal. Trying to believe the scars unseen, the tears washed clean. You don't wanna breathe the air you breathe. You don't know how you live a life alone. She keeps holding on, holding on to you. Let her breathe the air. Don't wanna be alone. Where do you belong, Annalie? Right now she's calling. My foolish pride, my selfish heart, lost in the dark, blinded by my arrogance. And now you beg for one last breath, and I'm the one to blame. There's a reason now I see, the reason you have chosen to find the light inside of me. If only I believed words ring true, her message clear. How can he hear through all the noise and dissonance? I've seen a sign that he can change if given just a chance. Against all hope, we found a way, and it is all because she trusts me. Why have a gift you can't embrace when all you need is faith? And there's a reason now I see, the reason I've been chosen. She sees the light inside of me, a reason to believe. But I can't climb this mountain without you. But I can't face this on my own. With you by my side, we will open these eyes, and the truth will deliver us home. And there's a reason I see, the path that he has chosen. He feels the light inside of me. In the absence of song, he's forgotten right from wrong. Our voices will release him. He's refused to listen for too long. I'm convinced beyond a doubt there can be no other way. He just has to hear me out. There's so much I need to say, but I can't climb this mountain